What's up? It's your boy Kevin to turn on this motherfucking YouTube shit. Wow, what the fuck?
What's up? It's your boy. Can't tell you do shit. Hey man, say man, we are lit. Turn. Today, it's motherfucking day. Straight here outside. Big crib in the gang. Straight here outside, man. Free Palestine, free Congo. Russia, do your thing. And Texas, stand the fuck up. Each day is a new day to be a better version of yourself. Never let somebody bring you down. Always fight back. Never let somebody tell you are. Also, never put yourself in a position you don't belong. Stay humble. Let's get on the revolution on this movement. Keep Yahweh first, man. Come to the Black Hebrew Israelite as a real Jew. Alright. Boom. Today, it's a motherfucking day. Straight here outside. Big crib in the gang. Straight that shit, man. Shit. Alright, gang. The Big U indictment. This is what people been waiting for. You get what I'm saying? Sucky situation. Over 20 Crips done got locked up over this indictment. Free the Crips. I'm telling y'all, man, Crips really be putting that work in. It's a lot more Crips than that all across the motherfucking world. You get what I'm saying? I think Crips probably the biggest gang in the world is the Crips. Let's be honest. Crip. But insane shit. 7-4. Trey shit. You get what I'm saying? But Northside, you feel me? But insane, you feel me? But that's what I'm saying, man. I feel like Big U, you feel me? He kept it real. Whatever you want to say about this nigga Big U, however you want to say it, I felt like as far as what a gang member is, he did that. You get what I'm saying? Like if you get a whole movie like Debo created after you, yeah, you did that. You get what I'm saying? Free the nigga, man. But at the same time, man, it's innocent people who like Nipsey, PNB Rock, not totally innocent, but like it's people who done lost their lives, even like an innocent high schooler. So there's just a lot of shit that's go behind this situation. What I've been hearing from it, Big U might be cooked. But we got this video, man. And let's get into it, man. Shout out Moxie approved. Checking in. Big U's Hip Hop Extortion. Nipsey Hussle, PNB Rock, and the extortions. This getting PNB Rock that hit somewhere because I didn't know it got that serious.
In Los Angeles, where gang culture and hip hop intersect, one name looms large: Eugene Big U Hindley. A feared and respected street general, Big U's influence extended from the block to the music industry, dictating who could move safely and who had to pay.
Big U was out here cripping.
Check it in. Oh well.
For years, feds claim he leveraged his reputation to navigate hip hop.
Hey, I ain't gonna cap. That's some real crip shit though.
Deals,
I ain't gonna cap, nigga.
Controlling careers, all under the guise of being a peacemaker. To some, he was a mentor, while others portrayed him as a predator.
He jumped on me while I was pregnant, beat me up.
Enforcing a harsh reality, checking in wasn't an option. It was a necessity. From
telling y'all niggas Crips out here running shit.
Player and the accusations that haunt him.
You telling me that it's coincidental that Big U just so happened to be sitting in that Roscoe's when PNB Rock got murdered?
Damn.
The suspect then shot the victim multiple times.
This is the story of power, fear, and control, not only in the streets, but hip-hop as well. Did Big U guide artists to success, or was he the very force they needed to escape?
And I don't think nobody is safe.
Known for taking fades and holding ground,
We ain't
particularly
gonna
at
talk that much. We'll let this video play, you know, so we can.
The 6'5", over 200-pound martial artist was a freak of nature, that loved to brag about never losing a fair.
I've been doing martial arts since I was 9 years old.
He's 6'5"?
I've been fighting in the streets. That's why you always heard about me smashing things at World on Wheels.
Damn.
No losses.
His reputation.
So he the original Debo.
I mean, they say I had a loss, but I know I had a loss when I was 15 against 1. And they called the police, and I went to jail. I don't know nobody go to jail if they was the loser.
Many of you were first introduced to Big U's character and street representation unknowingly. In the movie Friday, the character Debo was created and inspired by Big U's hood legacy.
What? I didn't know that.
I'm tripping, man. You want me to ask him?
Debo was Big
You know I
U?
wouldn't trip. What bike? He's, I told you, I pulled that from Big U. I used him as my background of how I wanted this character to be perceived. Because the whole thing about how bad this guy was.
Yes, I did inspire the Devo character. Yes.
When the movie was in theaters, Eugene Henley was in the middle of serving
R.I.P.
a state sentence on robbery charges. When he was released back into the streets, he would proceed to reestablish his mark in Los Angeles in numerous ways.
Eugene Henley, better known as Big U, founded Developing Options to create viable solutions for our youth who believes that the street life is the only life they can have. Please help me welcome Big U to your world.
Yeah. Developing Options was his charity organization dedicated to the rehabilitation of gang members in a positive manner of attempting to give the youth other options than gangbanging.
Developing Option was a birth child of mine, and what we want to do was reach the youth and impact gang violence. My whole sole purpose was to impact the gang violence in LA. What can I do, and how can I help to stop our kids from killing each other? So when I was in prison, I used to hear about my partners doing sports programs, and then I was trying to figure out what was lacking. So I had an idea with what the city was already trying to implement in the gang program to say that let me come home and bring the different gangs that's warring with each other together to where they have to work in the same organization.
Outside of that, he formed a record label, Unique Music, where he would manage and sign artists attempting to use his street prowess to penetrate the music industry. He would begin to make connections with out-of-town mainstream artists where he would allegedly provide protection for these artists who really couldn't remain relevant in the industry without visiting and doing business in the Los Angeles area. But that came with a price.
And we shouting out to my boy, it's Big U and Corrupt on the Set of Corrupt video. StreetGangs.com, you know we love you.
Some of the artists he would connect with early were Corrupt, all the way to the likes of T.I. These connections were not hard to establish because all these artists had to do is ask any gang member from the Los Angeles area. It could be said that there's no way you can be considered a relevant gang member in LA without knowing who Big U was. From there, stories will begin to trickle out online where his reputation would become known. One major moment is when Henley was jumped by Samoan security guards who ignorantly mishandled Henley, not knowing they were dealing with one of the most well-known violent gangsters to ever run the streets of LA.
Look, I'm from Warner Bros.
You say so. Don't touch him there. He's there. All that pumping don't do nothing. Don't touch him. Are you trigger happy too? You trigger happy?
The game in that bitch?
This situation spiraled to where a standoff would occur between gang members and LAPD caught on camera. It got so out of control that they begged Big U to inform the crowd that the police were not the ones that caused injury.
Damn, Big U was stepping like that.
This situation with the club who employed these security guards to issue out a payment worth more than 6 figures for the situation to go away.
2-300 dudes came to Hollywood. to the cousins. Every shit. Anything out of violence against just clubs and security against clubs and people respectful for 5 people that died. So we ended up shutting Hollywood down. We had to meet with the powers that be. You know, we had sat down with the owners of the Supper Club. They wrote me a check for over $200,000.
One well-known relationship he had was with one who he would use his connections with to secure a deal for. One from his own Crip card, Nipsey Hussle. The two had a very polarizing story that would haunt him even to this day. The story would be filled with misunderstandings and gang politics where the two would have frictions over issues as small as studio equipment and family disputes, to the point where they both famously participated in a Thunderdome, which is an in-house disagreement that would be settled with two factions squaring off in a fight that ended with allegedly Eugene getting the best of Nipsey, leading to Nipsey's brother, Black Sam, ending the confrontation by shooting in the air. Officers patrolling the area would hear these shots and respond, leading to Black Sam getting arrested on the spot. Some would say this whole deal got out of hand after Nipsey dropped a diss song about Henley called You Don't Have a Clue.
I'm busy getting rich, you think that I'm gonna stop for you? I built this on my own and everybody know it's true. The niggas act like they supposed to have control of what I do, but look, they don't got a clue.
Me and Nipsey had a fallout. He had my equipment, and I wanted to use my equipment. He got mad because I got my equipment back. So then that's when our conflict started. I ended up getting the equipment back and said I'm gonna move it right here at my shop on 43rd and Crystal. And then everybody can get there all the time. Nip, you can get to when you want to. So he got mad.
You ain't gonna get on my way, you on my way, bro.
He ain't like that. He's supposed to make a diss song about me. Well, I ain't no rapper, I'm a scrapper. So we end up having to come talk about that. Pull up the homies, and Nip admit it's wrong, but still there's some consequences to your wrong.
And I'm a
I came
trapper.
to pick him up that morning so he can get his discipline. And his brother got in the way. Talking about my brother not going nowhere.
RP Nip.
Beef would be squashed, though the feelings between the two would never be the same. Their relationship would take a national spotlight after one gloomy day at the end of March 2019, where Nipsey will be shot to death in front of his Marathon store by a fellow neighborhood 60 called Shitty Cuz, aka Eric Holder. Though Eric Holder will be charged and convicted for the murder, even to this day, Big U will be accused of having a say in this murder, accused of giving Holder a green light. This will be marked by eerie clips of Henley's response
That's what
to the
they trying to
killing of
say.
Nipsey,
They
one
trying to
he always
snitch on Big
referred
U in
to
jail.
as someone he saw as his son.
Justice for them.
Damn, they
These
laugh.
accusations would only get stronger after a self-proclaimed enforcer of Big U, Loose Cannon, would confess to the world on the No Jumper podcast that Henley previously knew that Nipsey would be murdered a half an hour before it occurred.
So he FaceTimed me and stuff like that. He was like, Nipsey just got killed. I'm like, sick, so I didn't hear that. So I hang up with him. I called Nipsey, and I'm like, Nipsey, what's up? He was like, oh, what's up with it?
Nipsey answered.
Nipsey answered. He answered the phone.
Damn.
So after I talked to Nipsey, and I was like, yeah, I love you, cuz, or whatever like that. I'll see you later, or whatever. So I hung up the phone. I thought Big U gave wrong information. 30 minutes later, the homies blowing me up like they just killed Nipsey.
You get a call from Big U telling you Nipsey just got killed.
Yeah,
You panic, call Nip. Nip answer the phone.
yeah.
And
Just
30
never knew.
minutes after you get out the phone with Nip, he get killed.
Yeah, I got it.
So
all
you
on-
think he hit you a little too early?
Yep, he
And
hit
this
me
must be
a
the
little
cease and
bit too early.
desist
This episode
they was
will
talking
be
about.
removed off of YouTube after being hit with a cease and desist issued
Told you.
from Henley himself. Although Big U would hold a peace walk in an attempt to unite LA gangs, he would not attend Nipsey's funeral or procession.
Do me one small favor before we continue. Please apply pressure to that subscribe button. Yes, apply pressure to that subscribe button.
A Crips gang leader in Los Angeles is wanted on federal Rico charges.
On March 20th, 2025, the FBI would drop a bomb on not only Big U, but a considerable amount of fellow gang members, hitting Big U with a 107-page indictment that detailed horrific accusations of robbery, extortion, prostitution, and fraud.
Authorities say Eugene Henley Jr.,
This some gang
known as
shit,
Big
nigga.
U, ran a criminal enterprise that committed a series of racketeering crimes, including extortion, human trafficking, fraud.
This indictment would detail an even more grim picture of Big U's alleged relationship with a host of rappers, claiming Big U would use a method called checking in to extort out-of-town athletes and rappers for money and industry favors. Checking in is a system where individuals or a company must contact the locals or take the risk of being robbed or shot.
Personally,
Many times these individuals
I don't like the checking in shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like, you know,
the same locals.
we all human beings at the end of the day.
The rumors that LA is probably one of the most dangerous places for rappers. Do you believe that's true?
Yeah. Because
Hey, United States do the same thing.
That's your favorite thing to do, check in with somebody that's gonna rob your stupid ass. Wow. Yo, you think that guy, the guy that you don't know, motherfucker, in California got your back?
Movie production in the hood. That's how we do it, man.
He was setting niggas up. Telling they got protection here robbing them.
Movie set.
That's crazy.
In the hood. Come on out here. Come out here. Checking in with GB, getting these movies done. You better know it. Anytime you want to do movies in the hood, just check it in. We can make sure it's done. Movies, videos. But if you don't check it in,
Oh, well. Just go check your ass out.
we're going to check you in on that. We're going to check in all of your equipment.
Nigga, smelling nigga, check your life.
Making artists and companies check in garnered him all kinds of income and favors, even ushering himself into the movie industry, where he appeared in a list of movies such as Force of Execution with Steven Seagal.
Martial arts and movie Steven Seagal. That was the movie was Force of Execution with Steven Seagal, Danny Trejo, and Dean Wayne. And basically, you had to be karate expert to be in the movie. I had a fight scene in there. It was fun.
Inside the indictment, it would state that a rapper with the initials RR would have to cough up thousands of dollars to stave off of potential termination
Mickey
of a
Mill,
rapper
man.
with the initials MM. The assumption would be the two rappers were Rick Ross and Meek Mills. Ross at the time had Meek Mills signed to his label.
We in LA. When I go to Chicago, I respect Chicago wholeheartedly. I check in. When I go to Atlanta, I check in.
I get
When I
it.
go
You
places,
know
I
what I'm
check
saying?
in.
Because you never
And I
know,
don't
but
think
damn.
nobody is safe. I know dudes right now from LA who are actual gang members who have been robbed for their jewelry, who real killers. You just call slipping. You know, that's how it is. You know what I'm saying? And you try your best not to be slipping. And if you have the means not to, why do it?
The paperwork would also claim that rapper P&B Rock was warned by Big U that he could be robbed for not checking in, and instructed if he gave up the items, Big U would be able to retrieve.
So, when it happened, I wish I could have just told him, like, bro, just give up the jewelry and we'll get it back to you later. But it just happened so fast, and he wasn't corroborating. And that's when they took it off of him by force. You know what I'm saying?
At about 1:15 p.m., Southeast Patrol officers responded to the 100 block of Manchester Avenue for a robbery that just occurred. When they arrived, they found a male suffering gunshot wounds, and that male was then transported to the hospital.
I'm listening and break down how him and Big U were sitting in the same Roscoe's when P&B Rock got his TV turned off. You telling me that it's coincidental that Big U and Loose Cannon just so happened to be sitting in that Roscoe's when P&B Rock got murdered?
But the most horrific story to be highlighted in this indictment would come from an unknown rapper on Unique's music roster that would never get a chance to shine, whose story would share eerie similarities to that of the late great Nipsey Hussle. This young rapper will be described in the paperwork with the initials RW, which would stand for Rashawn Williams.
Rashawn Williams, gang.
The story would sound like it came straight from a mafia movie. Rashawn Williams, a 21-year-old whose relationship with Henley go back to his early youth, where he was reportedly a product of Henley's Youth Football League that Big U birthed out of his development options charity. He was a wide receiver who attended Crenshaw High and was reportedly friends with Big U's son, Deion Henley, who is now a professional football player for the San Diego Chargers. In the paperwork,
Big U was
it was stated that
6'5",
Williams
bro.
was housed and funded by Henley, where he would attempt to develop Williams into a mainstream artist. Big U would award Williams studio time, in which was received reluctantly, which angered Big U. It would be in January 2021 where the relationship would take a dark turn when a studio session, RW allegedly drafted a diss track toward Big U in which he would use the studio time to record. This story sounds very similar to Nipsey Hussle's story where he seemingly recorded a diss track toward Henley, which the streets would say turned their situation upside down. In RW's song, he would state that Big U was the bro that makes the money, and that for this track, he himself could be shot in the face with a 38 for thinking shit is sweet. But Rashawn's diss track would never see the light of day. The indictment would state that Williams agitated Henley so much that he would immediately drive from LA to Vegas at a moment's notice to confront RW for numerous reasons. When Big U arrived at the studio, one of the first moves he would make, according to the paperwork, is remove all surveillance at the studio and the recording equipment used to record the diss track. He would then go to meet up with Williams at an Airbnb booked for him using someone else's account. This would be the last time anyone would see Williams alive, as he would be found the morning of January 25th, 2021. Williams will be found dead in a ditch located near the Las Vegas 15th
Rule number one, why the
gunshot
fuck did he
to
give
the
his
face,
location out?
which
He gotta be
fans say
crazy as
was
hell.
done with a 38. The family would state after this, Henley would immediately remove RW from all his social media. Rashawn's aunt would state that Henley, one who consistently called her once a week after this event, would never talk to her again. The family would not give up, giving the LVPD as much evidence as possible. This story would be
real spooky
by the boxer / 60 member 600.
Big U didn't come to the funeral, didn't offer any type of assistance for the funeral, and he blocked you guys. You know, it's just, I'm just wondering whatever happened to this case, so let's just read through the case. Police, homicide suspected after body found in desert near Apex. Okay. North Las Vegas police are investigating a homicide after body was found this week in a desert area just outside of the valley. Police said they got a call around 9 a.m. Monday about a person found lying in the area near Las Vegas Clark Peterson Boulevards, about 4 miles northeast of Las Vegas Motor Speedway near Apex. On arrival, and found the body of a man. Officers arrived and found the body of a man between the ages of 25 and 35 years old. Detectives and crime scene investigators responded, and the matter of death had been determined as a homicide. Clark County Coroner's Office identified the body as 21-year-old Rashawn Williams of Los Angeles. Williams died from gunshot wounds, according to the coroner's office. Death has been ruled a homicide. So, I mean, that's all that we heard about this thing. This was, 4 years ago. And I want to send a question to Big U. Aside from the allegations you got with the street stuff, the streets don't really hold no weight. But as a man, and you say you for the community.
This 600.
And this young man was living with you, and you have no answers. You have tried to find no answers. The kid was living with you, man. Played football at Crenshaw High School. And what do you got to say about this?
Damn, kids, man.
How you feel about it? Because I've seen you.
When y'all playing these streets,
when
it gets tough.
Killed, that if anybody got the information, to give it to you.
These streets are real.
Why haven't you said this
the
about
streets are not a myth. I hate it when they said that shit. Y'all trying to get niggas killed out here saying the streets was a myth. You gotta be a fucking fool.
Right here was a little different.
Whack 100 would also be
the streets are not a myth, nigga. You will die out here, nigga.
It was Whack who would be the first to discover the situation will come down.
I'm looking at everything to pass by.
Discovered under Williams' fingerprints.
When did the test come back? When did the DNA come back?
It came back 2 months ago.
And they still ain't arrested the nigga?
Well, they told me between me and you, please, between me and you, don't tell nobody because they don't want nobody to know. They're going to be making an arrest the end of March, the beginning of April.
Was that his nails?
Gotcha. I'm gonna sit back and watch the show. You know, I don't give a
And
fuck.
they basically gonna put his case and Nipsey Hussle case together.
Fuck, say he thought this was a game. Nigga, this not no fucking game. Niggas ain't joking about this shit. He thought they said that the person was lying.
You mean the DA?
On the new Adam and Wack shit. Hell no.
The story will be one of the main highlights.
Niggas are dying and getting killed out here.
Portraying Henley as
and be the people you know.
Participating in robbery and extortion and executing
man.
murders. The feds would take to the media to mark Henley as the head of a Rico organization and the main target of Operation Drawdown, playing off of one of Big U's monikers, Draws. This would also mark Draws as a fugitive, stating that most of the culprits named in the Rico investigation were already apprehended.
No, other than he's a fugitive and he's being sought by law enforcement, and we're obviously looking for him as we would any fugitive who's engaged in the type of conduct that's alleged.
The moment Big U's indictment was announced, an artist once connected to his label quickly began to speak.
He's a monster, and everything that he's getting right now, he definitely deserves it. Well, you know, he jumped on me. He lured me over to Nipsey Hussle's shop. He jumped on me while I was pregnant, beat me up, made me go to another part of the neighborhood. I got jumped by 3 girls. I still have a scar on my back from that incident. He lied on me.
Damn.
He extorted me. He threatened people not to work with me.
Who need enemies and you got friends?
He did a whole lot, and it wasn't just a singular thing he did. He did this throughout the years with me, with events, with
ruin your life,
with situations. He's just a monster. He's a bully, and he deserves to be in jail. He should have been in jail a long time ago. And it's a sad situation because we're talking about a child. This was a child. Big U is a 60-year-old grown man.
Before turning himself in, Big U would address all the claims and who he thought was behind the indictment.
This is my last video before I turn myself in. I'm with my family. Talk to my sons. I talk to everybody, man. I'm just going to deal with this fight. See what it is. I just want y'all to know. All this stuff is quagmire. This shit is all bullcrap.
That shit crazy,
I just need y'all prayers. I need y'all. I don't even know what to say. 21 years, I elevated my family. Come back. Sit in here and write and do what I need to do until I can come back home. People are supposed to help me. I hope you help me. If you can't, you don't. Don't worry about it. A lot of stuff y'all hearing is straight trash. And I appreciate the love and I appreciate the people who've been helping me. I don't know. It's hard helping black people and not being hunted for doing it.
More than likely, this indictment is just the beginning of the end of Henley's reign of terror on the Los Angeles streets.
Yeah, he said this nigga
An entity known to bogart and bully his way into any situation he please will now have to face his biggest enemy yet, the FBI. Before turning himself in, he would make one last declaration.
But I'm going to go turn myself in, though. Because I ain't did nothing.
Sheesh.
Thank you for watching this documentary. And if you really like it,
shout out to you,
like
man.
my other short form and long form.
Hey, man, shout out to Hookah Anonymous, man. He finna cover this stuff, man, on Big U, man.
The algorithm, and if you've not subscribed to the platform already, make sure you do so now. Let's get into it.
R.I.P. Fats. I'm 6-0. Don't tell nobody about the tail. I'm 6-0. Don't tell Cowboy about the facts, because he'll around the tail.
R.I.P. Boat the Fats, Nipsey Hussle's best friend.
Crusty? That was my celly in Lancaster, man. Me and him was porters, man. Lancaster building 2. Yeah.
So Fats was his
the old footage, man. Be on there, man. Y'all gonna see Fats with big t-shirts, you know? And
things, man. You know what I'm saying? We growing. Still going, man. It's a marathon, man. You know? You know what I'm saying? These two right here, man, your brothers. Nip, you know, foundation. This one.
To the outside world, Fat's death is a mystery, but allegedly the hood knows, and this is how the story goes. But before we begin, please like the video. But on this situation, Big U claimed his innocence.
They say, y'all, you know, it's another new one too. I got into it with Fat. Let me give y'all the information on that. I ain't never got into it with Fat. That's my little homeboy. Ever in my life, me and Fats ever got into it with nobody. Never. So, you gotta figure that one out anyway. So, all that telling y'all stupid for listening to any of that. But, y'all been listening and responding to this shit we said for the last, 6-7 years? Why you gonna stop? No, longer than that. Y'all was accusing me that I ain't even do. And what's funny, I wasn't even in town. So figure that one out.
Oh, see that face? Let me tell you, I always tell y'all body language, right? And these guys, they like to get on social media. They like to do this exact thing here. When something happens, they get online, and then they try to make their innocence known. But what they're doing is they're making it worse because you can always detect energy.
Playing in people's faces.
Figure that one out. Trying to be funny. And they always try to use, let me tell you, when you say, I was out of town and I wasn't there, that's the easiest giveaway because you got to remember, that's an old alibi that they used to use. It don't work no more because you could be out of town and call a hit on anybody while you in Mexico somewhere. Just because you wasn't there don't mean nothing. I think we seen that with the whole Dirk situation. So just his face and figure that one out with his eyes. I don't know, but body language never lies.
Sure, man.
Yeah, he get on some.
We gonna
figure it out, Big U. You can't bully us through the internet. That's that. If you figure it out, you did look. Well, since the FBI is on your ass, we gonna figure it out. And we only getting the story from real 6-0s. Shout out to Lil Rose. Go subscribe to him right now. But this is how the story goes. When Nipsey Hussle first got out of his contract with Big U wasn't happy. They tried everything in their power to sabotage Nipsey Hussle's career. First, by going to the studio and ripping out all the equipment.
Then when I decided my son come home from college, he want to do music. Right. So I'm like, okay, then when we get the equipment, we're going to put it somewhere where we can all get to it. So the journey, yes. This room is...
See, as you see right there, just pay attention. And the more he does interviews like that, it just explains why him and Nipsey was falling out with each other. Right? Because at one point, it was low key. Nobody really knew that Big U and Nipsey had too much problems. But the more he did things like that, it kind of let us know what was going on and why it was tension between them when we all thought that it was cool.
Dropping keys.
But just think about what he just said. It's funny how coincidentally, once his son come and want to do music, it's towards when Nipsey has just gotten out of his contract or was getting out of his contract.
Shit.
So now you want to take the equipment and put it somewhere. That's like bullying.
Oh, so when he got the contract, he wanted to take his
equipment is right here. It's in the studio. We always had this in the studio for years. And then suddenly your son come home, and now you want to put it wherever you want to and think it's just going to happen like that.
Oh.
That's bullying.
Now I get it. His son got free. Nipsey got his contract.
It went from, I wanted to get my equipment, he was mad because I wanted to, I got it back. And I think that's where the fight happened. But we're going to get more, remember this fight too, because we're going to talk about that after.
Conflict started. I ended up getting the equipment back and said I'm going to move it right here at my shop on 43rd and Crenshaw. And then everybody can get there all the time. Nip, you can get to who you want to. So
but that didn't stop
Nipsey, though. He was the hardest working man in the hood, recorded enough songs for the next few mixtapes, and some of the recorded songs were hits with the Compton blood named YG. They decided to shoot a music video for one of the songs. First in Compton, they helped show
Hey, we got neighborhood Nip and the free top. Hey, for all that bullshit, man, they with Nip. Ask me Nip a real nigga, where he at? He right here, my nigga. We 400 blocks Brooklyn. Every Nip guy I got. Free top.
And during the shoot, Nipsey.
See, that's the real love that Nipsey had. And you also got to remember, see, this, if y'all pay attention, right? In Big U's paperwork, it says that LA County was funding one of his organizations. You know, I call them shells. But it was funding one of his companies and his organizations about giving back. But that's kind of weird because they know what he was doing now that it came out. They say he was a government informant doing illegal things with it. So that's another thing. I wonder if LA County is going to be held responsible for funding. They say he was a government. They said they were paying because he's a government informant. If y'all remember, before Nipsey passed away, he was trying to branch the Crips and the Bloods. I forgot whatever organization he was trying to put together, and he was supposed to get funded by the LA County. How ironic is it that when he passed away, now Big U and his companies and organizations getting that same funding?
He got a call. The back door was ordered on Nipsey Hussle by Big U. But instead of filling the order, Nipsey had so much love to give him the heads up. Nipsey's team didn't arrive yet. Called the team, tell him turn around, head to the Marathon store. Then YG called, where you at? We gotta finish the shoot. This song's a hit, guaranteed. That's when Nipsey told him, you know what? Come down to the hood. Let's shoot it down here instead. They can't backdoor me down here. And YG went on his way. Get it in, huh?
Oh. See? Now, so once again, we from the outside looking in. Yeah. True. But clearly it was already tension, and they already know that Big U already tried an attempt on Nipsey's life before. Was that the fight? To get him backdoor while he was. And you know what's crazy? Here's the funny thing, right? Because if he would have got him quote unquote backdoored, it would have came from a blood, nonetheless. Yeah. So it would have made it seem like it's a blood versus Crip. They gotta take my. When in all reality, it's not. It was a hit. Just think about how much of that goes on where we're bamboozled to believe one thing when it was really the other. It happens all the time.
Yo, shoot. Thanks for the mixtape. Yeah, on the swag. Hey, kill my throw the barrier out. I know what it is. I know what it is.
Well, during the shoot, Big U and company came through, kicking down cameras, trying their best to stop it. After the shoot, while everybody was waiting for Nip to go back to his grandma's house, Big U was at the studio. Everyone else might have been intimidated by Big U, but not Nipsey. He went to the studio and called Big U out, like, what's up, why you hating? Big U started complaining, like, you bringing the red right to the hood. Well, how tall is Nipsey? Like this song about me, Nip. 6'3", 6'4"? Told him straight up. Yeah, it is about you.
That's when they got upset. And he made the song. I don't rap. The song never came out. It did come out. It did come out? It did come out. It wasn't never pushed as a song, but it came out. And I mean, I don't rap. I scrap. And this is my neighborhood.
Listen to what he just said. So when this song was made, he said, I don't rap, I scrap. Now, pay attention to the other kid that made a diss song against Big U and what happened to him and how allegedly Big U is being accused of that. Now, it's funny how shortly after that song was put out by Nips, guess what happened to him? We're going to get more into that in a few minutes.
You know what I'm saying? This is my land. This is my piece of rock. I fought for the gang gave this up. I'm still here every single day. He ain't like that. He's supposed to make a diss song about me. Well, I ain't no rapper. I'm a scrapper.
Second time.
Big U threw a water bottle at Nipsey Hussle's face. Nipsey wasn't having it. Big homie, let's go outside. You know what time it is. Let's run this lap.
Big U went out there like he was about to mail in the victory. He just knew he had that one. Dead homies. Bro, went out there stretching on that old MMA, mixed martial arts stuff. But that did only work in the mirror.
Yo, you know what's funny now that he say that? That
That's crazy.
I never seen somebody actually do it in a fight.
Me either.
And be successful with it.
I had somebody kick before, but
right, you can do all that taekwondo, whatever.
It don't work like that, man.
It do not work.
It don't work. You do all the kicking in the world, bitch. Once I get these hands on your ass, it's up. Cause these fists gonna hurt. That kick gonna hurt a little bit, but I'm gonna hit his hands.
Walked him up out of there until Bear Claw say, "Bro, you don't need to be fighting this young dude."
I thought niggas who used to do like kicking shit. It didn't work like that. I had the hands. I really
so basically, let's get this straight. So, Nip had an altercation with him in the studio or whatever. Big U was like, "Is this song about me?" He was like, "Yeah, it's about you, cuz." So Big U threw the water bottle at him, right?
Damn,
so
disrespect.
he was like, "We're gonna have to go downstairs and get down, right?" So they in the middle of the street, and
you get spit on,
bouncing around.
Somebody throw shit at you, pissed on, water,
trying to fire him.
Fighting,
so he was like,
"Simple.
All right, cuz
nigga,
I'm gonna have like
my
little homies come because I don't have to win for this, right?"
You started harassing the marathon store until the end.
Now, also keep that in mind, right? Keep this fight in mind because we're gonna talk about that later as well. But I guess Big U thought it was gonna be a cakewalk because he bigger than Nipsey. But Nipsey was kind of smart. As long as I don't let him grab me,
that's a fact.
We good. But if he grab me, I might be done.
Infamous melee.
Still.
We end up having to come talk about that.
I don't fought a big nigga before. Don't let him flank to the ground. Hold your ground, nigga. And I was in jail, nigga.
And his brother got away. Talking about my brother not going nowhere.
Let me tell you, shout out to Black Sam, because Black Sam ain't stupid.
Right?
I don't think he's a part of that gang stuff. So maybe Nipsey was going to go with.
He wasn't part of that gang stuff, but I've been hearing he was always a G though.
I'm a part of this organization. They probably going to take me to get quote unquote disciplined. I might have to go fight. Whatever the case may be. I forgot what they call it. The get 3 minutes, whatever that stuff is, when the L7, whatever that is. Right? But Black Sam in his head, he like, nah, I'm not letting my little brother go because he might not make it back.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Nipsey probably just thought he was just going to get a little fade.
Black Sam a real one.
Dudes or whatever. Nah, Black Sam wasn't stupid. To be honest with you, if it wasn't for Black Sam, Nipsey's life probably would have been over that day.
Damn.
Yeah, it probably would, because he said, "Yo, I came to pick."
Y'all know what happened to Draco the Ruler?
Where he was going to take?
He got stabbed in the neck.
That probably would have been the last time Black Sam seen Nipsey alive again. That's a fact. So thank God he didn't go. But also, y'all pay attention that all these things are leading up to Nipsey losing his life. Right? He made the diss song. He claimed, "Oh, I don't rap, I scrap." All right, well, he tried to scrap with him and lost that too.
Damn.
So what's the next thing to do? Right? Allegedly.
If I was his brother, I'd have did the same thing. Like, you're not going nowhere with it. I would have did the same. But I mean, you're not from Sissy though. And you're not from the hood, so you can't really speak on her business.
Nah. And so the next day, TD and them came and he was just doing some bullet or whatever like that. So they try to come. Big U tell Nip, get in the car. You gonna go on Bryanhurst and you gonna get down, right? Black Sam like, you ain't taking my brother nowhere. You get what I'm saying? And he tried to pull him out the car. When he tried to pull him out the car or whatever like that, Nip looked over and he was like, "Listen, as long as you don't
hell nah, Black Sam was a real one.
So
hell nah, bitch.
He was like, "Nah." So Fats, right?
Ain't going nowhere.
Talking about another situation.
I'm talking about the same situation.
The situation that happens when Black Sam busting the head.
No, he did
When
bust
I'm about to fight all these niggas, man, they trying, let's go outside. Hell no, let's fight inside the crib. Let's fight outside the crib.
That's what he wants.
You can't catch me outside in the dark.
I got a call on that one.
Hell no.
Now pay attention. Listen, I know I always say take what Wax say with a grain of salt, but this is Loose Cannon. Loose Cannon was very, very good friends with Big U at a point in time before they flipped on him. He know what he's talking about. This is why
they both were good friends. Him and Rap 100 was good friends with Big U.
Because you're talking about street business that's real. And as you can see, this is why he's in the position that he's in. But this is also more of a reason why Big U name is coming up in these guys' demises, because you have reason to. You have motive. He said Fats, who is close to Nip, pretty much socked him and put him on his pockets. I'm talking like I'm from Cali.
Yeah. But,
you know what I mean? Punched him in his face, had him on the floor.
Yeah.
He put him on his pockets, right? So, you know, Fats is like 5'4".
Damn, 5'4", Crip.
And teed off on me. Oh, well, let's do it like football. Go. Teed off on that man, sidewinding. He broke out into an all-world melee. He walking this dude down. Dudes jump in, trying to pack him out. But here come Pops to the rescue with that bat.
But y'all gotta understand, man. This is gang shit. As much as people want to say, whoop this, whoop that, y'all gotta understand, man. The USA Army do way more trifling shit than this. They look at as heroes. They killing innocent people, babies, children.
That's when Black Sam came out, pulled out the pistol, busting the air, trying to stop it. Somehow police arrived 30 seconds later.
How many fights I done had in this parking lot, I can't count, man. How many fights Fats had, my brother had, we can't count. How many, incidents with the police right here? Let me show you something. So, if you look where Ant's standing right there, that's where my brother was standing. And if you look where, let me show you, standing about right here. This is where the police was busting from. And police is trained shooters. Police don't miss. And, he busting like this in a full clip. And he didn't hit my brother at all.
Somehow Big U went in and went out. I guess the grid program is like a fast pass at Disneyland. Everything expedited.
That's what he feed me. Come to find out, Black Sam was off parole. Black Sam indeed had to bail out. Big U was the one that they let out. No strings attached. He turned into grid worker when all this hit the fan. He's got pulled over down the street all
the next night. They called a meeting.
Now, for y'all that don't know the context behind that Whack 100 interview, what they were saying is Big U may have been working with them people.
12.
Right? That's been a rumor for a long time. A lot of people were saying this is why Big U was able to kind of get away from certain charges and say that he's the big homie and have people check in and he's Crip. He was allowed to do that because he had certain ties to certain things. Let's just say that. And so that's what Whack 100 is pretty much saying. When they all got locked up, Black Sam had to bail out. Everybody else had to go through a process. However, Big U himself was let out. All right?
What the Fats called Big U out for the fade. Big U wanted no parts of it. And Big U, he can't live down embarrassment. He got to get you one way or another. What's the plan? Well, both the Fats, he was running a weed shop. And Big U was extorting the weed shops. He couldn't extort Fats, though, so he tried every way possible. First, by attacking the weed shops.
Oh, shit. Look at this asshole. But damn, we the weed shop. Y'all see why I be looking at extra videos, nigga? You never know what you got. Damn, they thick as hell. You need to zoom in on that shit. Thick shit. You never know what you gonna see. Damn, this is robbery. Oh shit. How they get this? Nigga! That's why I look at other videos. You never fucking know what you gonna find. That's a robbery.
He got to Fats by offering weed at a super discounted price. After a few deals, Fats got comfortable.
Until this one mysterious day, he get a call. I got some more flight, bro. Come outside. Man, they had security, so both the Fats in there in flip-flops and shorts, marathon marathon shirt. He come.
This is wild.
Like chestnuts roasting over an open fire. He come outside in flip-flops. Looking both ways, looking for this dude. Like, where he at? He said he right here on the corner of West Boulevard and 59th. Dude's still on the phone with him. Oh, you gotta walk to the corner. I'm right here on the corner. I parked over here. Dead homies. By the time he made it to that corner, he was ambushed. And that dude was the last one seen rolling off. Allegedly. Asked the trenches stuff. Man, the whole city was crying.
R.I.P. Fats, man. R.I.P. Nipsey. Man, I don't think Nipsey was the same after this. And I really believe Nipsey only started rocking with Big U again because he was tired of dealing with the BS. Big U had too much power in the hood. But again, this...
Damn, so you mean to tell me after they went through all that, Nipsey and them still went back and... Nah, I wouldn't have did it. I ain't gonna lie to you. Because I will always feel like I'm going to be backdoored some way, somehow. We went through too much. I done whooped on you. I done made a diss song about you. My brother done shot in the air. It would have been too much for me to trust you. Especially somebody like Big U. Right? He's the type of dude, if you take his pride,
that's a tall ass nigga at the end.
It's over. Because that's pretty much all he has. He's the big guy. He's the guy. So if you take that from him and you embarrass him, somehow, some way, he has to get back.
That nigga done
trap. All alleged. But what's not alleged is I got proof of Cowboy backdooring Nipsey Hussle after his death.
Whoa!
And I'm dropping ASAP.
Alright. I don't know about that, but the reason why I covered this story is because if y'all remember, if y'all familiar with us doing videos when Nipsey passed away, we told y'all something wasn't right. You could go back to all the videos we did. A lot of people saying, oh, conspiracy theory, cool. But now that everything is starting to come out, look. Now, I always tell y'all, the only difference between the truth and a quote-unquote conspiracy theory is time. And it's been proven every single time. Now, let me say this. I'm not pointing no fingers because I don't know who did what and or what's going on. We don't know 100% if Big U did have a hand in Nipsey or Fats unaliving yet. Right?
We don't know.
But as I always tell y'all, where there's smoke, there's fire. I don't believe in coincidences, but for y'all that do, let's point out a huge coincidence right here. Big U signed Nipsey Hussle to a 10-year contract in 2009, right? They started having trouble towards the end of that contract, which was like 2018-ish, early 2019-ish. Now, is it a coincidence that they started beefing right before Nipsey's contract was ending? And maybe it's because Big U knew that Nipsey wasn't going to resign because at the time Nipsey passed away, he was more into ownership, being independent.
They're trying to take over.
Y'all hear about all the stuff that they was going through in the first place. So, of course, he ain't signing under this man once again.
Yeah.
So, what's the odds that Nip is signed to a 10-year contract in 2009, and once the contract is about to be done in 2019, suddenly he's unalived that same year when his contract is up? And we know how these labels are as soon as their top money earners want to leave. It seemed like every time a rapper wising up to leave their label, something happened to them. Tupac, Biggie, Eazy-E, and way more. But the most recent we've seen was Drake. Right? Drake had a clean slate since he came in the game in 2008 or 2009. Not one smut on his name, and he's been signed to a label his whole career. Coincidentally, as soon as he becomes an independent artist and not signed anymore, we start seeing the whole industry against him, and we hear that he's a quote-unquote PDF file. Right? Now, here's another coincidence. The kid that Big U was accused of unaliving is said to have made a diss song about Big U as well.
And it never got put out.
Big U didn't like it, and lo and behold, the kid ended up unalived after. If y'all remember,
nigga really was Debo out here.
Did an interview where they say Nipsey and Big U got into a little fight where Black Sam had to pull out a firearm or whatever, Nipsey made a subliminal diss song then, and then suddenly he's also unalive shortly after. So keep in mind, these are all just coincidences, and these are all just alleged. But he got some explaining to do some way, somehow. And you want to know what's crazy? Just hearing all this, a lot of us from the outside looking in didn't know that Big U and Nipsey was going through all this. Right? I mean, we heard that they had some tension, but we didn't know it was this intense. And not only that, but this just goes to show that Nipsey was going through a lot silently before he passed away. We may have not known it, but he was going through a lot with his hoods and the gang he represented all before he passed away. So we thought, everything was all peaches and cream, but come to find out, he was going through a lot. But you just didn't know because he didn't show it.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Y'all jump in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about all this.
Man, get real tricky around this bitch.
Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember,
keep careful out there, gang.
Keep on watching. I'm going to keep on dropping.
I bet. So, gang, man, a lot of people are dumb. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna cap. I do dumb things too. You know what I'm saying? I ain't acting like I'm just the smartest nigga. I put the stuff I do on camera 3. You know what I'm saying? So, it's not like, I'm out here doing some shit and making it look smart. I do dumb shit 3 hours down time. But these niggas be on like major platforms, like 3 million, 4 million platforms, like subscribers and shit. Like, yeah, the feds and the government is watching everybody. You get what I'm saying? But I feel like the only reason they jumped on them because they speaking it to a mass audience, a mass broad audience. You know what I'm saying? For everybody here. You know what I'm saying? People gonna like, and a lot of times I don't talk about my hardcore serious crimes. I'm like, nigga, I'm not finna talk about none of that shit on camera. None of that. You know what I'm saying? Because I know the feds are watching. I ain't no idiot. You get what I'm saying, Crip? I ain't no dummy. But at the same time, you gotta understand, man, that insane shit, man, that people always watching. You think you saying just a little thing and ain't nobody watching and you just gonna say this and blurt this. Nah, my boy. Nah, my girl. They watching. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, man, free the gang. It's looking pretty tough out here, man. But, hey, we still out here. Big Crip. So, hey, real one still out here, man. I hope y'all been enjoying these videos, man. Rest in peace to all the people who lost their lives. It's tragic incidents, man. Sad. But, hey, that's why we continue to live, to speak the real, and keep the legend going. We out this bitch. Hood, Northside, Big Crip, gang, Northside.
Hey, Dad, you know, dog, when we link up, dog, this shit be legendary. You know this instrumental, you the engineer on it, so Kodak everywhere.